Hello everyone. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. That is what I just said on Instagram. I was like, come on over and draw because we're going to draw Shannon and this is going to be fun. And I'm confused by this shadow right here. Oh, now I get it. Draw Shannon with me. Shannon is a dear friend. I'm very happy to draw Shannon. Shannon was drawing me yesterday and today. Shannon did a spontaneous drawing thing. I haven't been able to check it out yet because I've been hanging out with my family, but we're going to draw Shannon. Shannon is my wonderful friend and co-host of the Drawn Together show. And Shannon is here in the chat. Hello, Shannon. Hello. Ingrid is here. Hannah Marie is here. Kiki is here. Tommy, Ed, Karidu, Kiki again. Whoever's here, whoever's watching, please say hello in the chat. I see there are 12 of you. Louisa is here. We're going to be drawing Shannon today. It's probably not going to be as long as yesterday because my kids are still awake and I need help them get to sleep. But we're going to start this drawing. I'm going to be continuing the continuous line theme that has been going on. Her drawing of me is amazing. I'm excited to see it. Elizabeth, Cassidy. Let's see if I can do something. I can do something. Let's do it. And we can talk about Drawn Together because we're excited. We're excited about Drawn Together. Here's my piece of Mr. Noir from yesterday. That was very fun. That he also shared it, reposted on Instagram. That was very exciting and cool to see. As Shannon was drawing me. Umi90 is here. Drawn Together Forever. I put the link, the channel name. We have 6 subscribers. I would be super happy if the Drawn Together show YouTube channel has more subscribers after this live stream. That would be really cool. Because we're relaunching. We're going to do exciting things. Starting this Thursday, I believe. And yeah, Shannon and I have been talking about it. We were talking about it a bit yesterday. If things came up in your live stream talking about it, Shannon, share. Let us know. I want to know. What color am I going to use? This, hopefully, is going to be bright blue. Is going to be, blue. We can change it to grey. This will be part of the new thumbnail that we're going to be using for Drawn Together episodes. Sara is going to be joining us on Thursday, I think. We're still planning things. And now I'm going to start drawing with this bright blue Inktense pencil. I'm not going to Inktenseify it. I'm not going to wet it because we want our Draw You pencil. You want me to, should it be graphite? It could be. I was thinking we could grey it, but I could do it graphite because we want our portraits of each other to match because they're going to exist. They're going to coexist. I think graphite could be totally cool. What have I got here? All this fancy pencil. I've got to match it. Make it match. Yeah. All right. Yes. Graphite. And look, with this fancy pencil. Fancy people draw with these fancy pencils and it makes me feel fancy too. Let's do it. All right. I'll set a timer, though I'm not entirely sure how long I'm going to take, but just so I have like an idea. I set it for 10 minutes this time because yesterday I was like 5 minutes, another 5 minutes, 5 minutes again, 5 minutes again. But yeah, let's just draw. Ike is here. Hooray. Did I have tea or coffee? I'm very excited about Drawn Together. I did not have tea or coffee. It's been a while since I had tea or coffee. But I will do a continuous line. So here we go. This is the first graphite drawing in this sketchbook at your request, Shannon. I'm going to start drawing a bit. Drawn Together, we're thinking about things. We started talking about it a bit yesterday. And pardon my coughing. I also started coughing again yesterday. But that's all right. I'm feeling pretty good otherwise. So we're talking a bit about Drawn Together. And for those who don't know, Drawn Together is a draw-along live stream podcast show with inspiring guests who, a lot of them were creative artist people. All of them were creative. And we just have so many ideas. and we just didn't do Drawn Together for a year. And we're bringing it back, and we're wondering how to do it in a way which is... I talked about it yesterday. I loved it so much, but then there were so many things going on, and then it was like, it was... We're doing like an episode a week, and sometimes I would put a lot of time into preparing and stuff. It felt like a lot of time. Of the time I have available to work, it felt like I was kind of putting a lot into it, and was paying for StreamYard. I don't think we're going to use StreamYard again because StreamYard's not so cool. But it just became, it just kind of stopped for a while. So we're going to start it again. And we were talking yesterday about business ideas and how to make it kind of carry itself and make it easier for us to invest more of ourselves into it. And we have some ideas like offering all of our originals for sale and having maybe a Patreon. And Shannon and I were having a really cool conversation today, and we're like, what about an after party? So part of making it more doable, and also maybe kind of easier just to plan, because sometimes we would have these conversations that went over 3 hours and we loved them. But we're thinking now, because now we've moved house and my workspace, my studio space right here is in my bedroom. And sometimes I would go until like midnight with the live streams. And I'm not the only person who uses this bedroom. So now it's like, okay, now maybe starting earlier and ending sooner is going to be a thing. So we're going to aim for 1 hour episodes, which I think probably make the replays more accessible. Because I think when people are scrolling through and they're like, 3 hour video, what? There may be some resistance to engaging in such a long but incredible conversation. But the cool thing is, we had this super cool idea that as part of a way to have anyone who's interested monetarily support the creation of Drawn Together, they were thinking of having after parties on the Drawn Together Discord server. So we often, at the end of Drawn Together, we would have a really cool conversation with whoever the guest was. And it's like, once the cameras were off and we were no longer streaming, we would just hang out and talk a bit more. And some of the conversations were just like so cool. I was like, wow, this would have been really cool in the show. And maybe it's because of the thing of like, it's not live anymore and it's just became like an intimate little space. So we're thinking having after parties where hopefully, if they're up to it, the guests will join as well. We do a 1 hour live stream where we make it as awesome as possible, and then have an after party on Discord where we hang out, and then people will have an opportunity to speak directly to whoever the guest is. Still not really sure how we're going to do that yet. Maybe have to moderate it. And perhaps the admission to the private after parties will be a ticketed thing, which could be through Patreon, perhaps, that if you support us creating the Drawn Together show via Patreon, that you get the private link to the after parties. And all of the drawings that we do will be available for sale, whatever that means. It means it'd be great if you like it and you're like, oh, I love this artist, I love Dylan and Shannon, I love Shannon's drawing, I love Dylan's drawing. You could buy it, and that will help us be able to dedicate ourselves to more Drawn Together. So we're thinking at first, the first Thursday of each month, just because it became so amazing and we were so into it that it became like every week. and a lot went into it. So now we're thinking, as we ease back into it, the first Thursday of each month. And to find ways, like it would be great. I know everyone's buying things, subscribe to things. There's already so many things going on, and we want everyone to be able to engage and participate in it, because it's totally open for everyone to be there, and it lives from that, from just everyone being able to do it. But if you are in a situation where you think Drawn Together is really cool, and I would like to see this flourish and thrive, then you'll be able to support us. And we haven't, that's as far as we've thought, I think. Have we thought further than that, Shannon? Do we have other ideas? That's what I have to say so far. 6 minutes of drawing so far. Interesting. When do I veer from this continuous line? I've been continuous lining a lot. I made a Patreon tutorial on my Patreon, and I know that's a thing as well. I have a Patreon, Shannon has a Patreon, which I would like to see rebooted, and then maybe there'll be a Drawn Together Patreon. So there's all these different things, and whatever way you're able to support us is amazing. Thank you. All of the likes and subscribes and telling people, hey, there's this cool community where we can draw together. Spreading the word is also a really wonderful way to be able to make more of this happen. The more the merrier, and the more eyes, the more clicks, the more we can focus on doing this together, which is really, really cool. There are lots of things people are saying. I will just stop for a moment. So that's like, what's that, 7.5 minutes? I'm just going to read what people are saying. Here's my continuous line, kind of scratchy, squiggly, black wing Shannon. What are people saying? Oh, a little drink. Ooh, a black wing, says Kiki. Very fancy. Hey, Linda. Hello. Cool, it looks like it'll be about the same size as what I drew. Excellent. Stina is here. Hello, Stina. This is the sketchbook you gave me, Stina, and you're in it. And lots of other people now too. Thank you. It's so cool to see you in the chat. Shannon tried to draw Dylan's eyes, and I've drawn to match. Great. Yeah, Shannon says it was so much work and didn't pay for the internet. June says, hi all, snowy there. That's amazing. It was frosty here this morning, melted, and glorious sun, snowy. That's exciting. Amazing idea. Cassidy says, it would be cool to have a Zoom after party for only Patreon members. That's what we were thinking as well. And Shannon says, yeah, like when else can you hang out with the artist? And Shannon says, can we talk on Discord Zoom style? I think we can. And I was thinking after this, maybe we'll quickly get on to the Drawing with Dylan Discord and do a voice call, and we could chat after this live stream just to try it out, because I've never tried it before. There is this voice channel thing, and I think we could try it. Shannon says, we should do the thing where we put all my drawing on one side of a book and all yours on the other side. Make a book. Yeah. And once a month sounds more doable. It does, doesn't it? And Shannon says, just for the after party, you've got to pay for it. And also if you want to support. Abia, hello. So nice to see you here as well. It's amazing how these little icons and a name can just bring so much joy. Oh, Shannon washed her hair. Ike asks if Ike's the only one whose initial drawing doesn't look like Shannon at all. I see love hearts coming up. People are hitting the love hearts. Do that some more. Love hearts. I'll do that too. Love hearts. I can also pump some love hearts into the chat. Ormy90, love your style. It's amazing to watch how your hand moves with the pencil. It's quick and the results look incredible. Thank you so much. You are wonderful and incredible yourself. Corinna is here. Nicole is here, having a hot time. I talked to my parents this morning. It was 37 degrees and 0 degrees here. My parents are in Adelaide. I'll just get this progress shot. June says, I was looking for a way to do that without putting my CC info online. That makes me nervous in this day of hacking. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, June, but you can email me with whatever you would like to say. Corinna, we should have a membership. We should have a membership site where we charge monthly or yearly and have a regular VIP level. That's what we were thinking. That could make it a thing. It's happening. We're going to start with the first of the month, Thursday this week. That's the plan. Exciting. I shall commence. No caffeine in me right now. I don't know, how long does caffeine stay in you? Maybe there's enough from earlier today. So I don't know, do I blending stump this or keep it all on point? Let's keep drawing, shall we? And just for the sake of, I don't know, you don't always need to time your drawings, but just, I'll just put the timer back on. It's been 7.5 minutes so far for me. Let's get closer. Look at all the smushiness of these lines. It's cool. These living lines. So yeah, continuous line has been a thing. Do people have other ideas, inspiration, guests that you would like us to try and get on the show? So we have quite a few signed up, but if the thing worked and like if enough people were interested in paying, it'd also be interested to know what for you would be like a doable like sum if it was a subscription, and maybe different tiers. People, yeah, we can think of different things that offer different ways to do it. Selling all of our originals would be a great way to do it, and I don't think that would be super expensive. Just as a way to do it. And there's the Drawn Together Discord server. I posted in the daily reference chat of our Discord server, Drawing with Dylan, I posted the Drawn Together Discord server, which was actually our first foray into Discord. And it has grown since yesterday from like 42 to 60 people. So that's cool. And that is going to be another cool place specifically for the Drawn Together show to share your work and post questions that you would like us to ask the guests, and yeah, suggestions for the show, different ideas. Like, it's Drawn Together and it's about us together drawing, and how like all of the things we love about drawing together, drawn together as well. And maybe it's the first time you're hearing about it, because we haven't done a show in almost a year, but it was so good. We loved it, and we still do love it, and we've been eagerly awaiting the re-emergence of Drawn Together in our lives. Okay, so that's 10 minutes worth of drawing for this so far, and I just put another timer on for 10 minutes. Because I think I can't go as long today as I did yesterday. We had a 11-year-old, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be talking about private life, but I mentioned yesterday there was a sleepover, and it was sleepless, but great. There are, what do they call it, report holidays in Germany, Zeugnisferien. So it's all right to stay up super late because there's no school tomorrow. But that means the offspring staying up super late with friends also means less sleep for the parents. And everyone needs sleep. How would sleep? Thanks for suggesting I use graphite, Shannon. This is fun. It's been a while since I graphited. And yeah, I'm really glad to have made the decision to draw you again. Specifically for our thumbnail. So Shannon has this really cool idea where it's going to have half of both of our faces in the thumbnail, and then our guest will be in the middle of the thumbnail. So I had made previously this thumbnail where it had me and Shannon looking happy, like we're chatting together, like exactly like it is in the show. And then we would have our guest, and there was my drawing hand. And then Shannon had this really cool idea to draw each other, and and then have our guest as a photo. So it's like we're the drawn ones of drawn together, and then our guest comes, and then we draw our guest as we have a great chat with them. And I remember we had some 1 hour episodes. I remember feeling like it wasn't enough. So it'll be interesting. And yeah, I also had this idea that instead of doing a long-winded but passionate introduction, which actually also always took time to make these presentations, I've been listening to some advice about YouTube stuff and had the idea that we will just jump into the warm-up sketch. So in the Drawn Together shows, we usually would do a warm-up sketch of like 10 or 15 minutes, and then we would settle into a longer pose. So rather than doing a long introduction, we'll just jump into sketching, and then maybe partway through do the introduction. And so that's an idea that we would just get straight to the drawing. So it'll be a shorter episodes, but we'll just get right into drawing, which I think will be really an interesting way to mix it up, rather than having the formal kind of, welcome, this is our guest who has done this and this and this and drawn and painted this and this and this and this at the beginning every time. Or let me know in the chat if you loved the introductions. But thinking it could be a good way to freshen it up just by getting right into drawing together. And starting with a warm-up sketch, because I like quick sketches, and then settling into something a bit longer. That's the idea. So this is a fun thing. In these places where in the continuous line, where you want to get to a place, to do some mark making where there's like no way to get there, and the way you retrace lines and move back through the drawing, this is something that I've found to be really interesting. I'd like to see what's going on in the chat. I've noticed it's trickier with continuous line to just look at the chat and stop and come back all the time, because if I'm looking at the chat, I might drag my pencil across the drawing. So I'll take a little break from drawing. What are you all saying? How's everyone doing? Has everyone thumbs up to this so far? How's my drawing? I see hearts arising. The sleepover went well, yes. What was the last thing I read? Linda says, I still cannot believe you can draw like that and chat at the same time. Yeah, I've been practicing. CC credit card, maybe? Cassidy says, put a possible guest list on the Discord channel and members can add possible artists. Yeah, to help reduce the time it would take to look artists up. We already have a long list, but I would love to know who you'd like us to talk to. Because if it does get rolling and it becomes it becomes worth the time that we're putting into creating it, and we can have more episodes, which we would love to do. I think we would love to do it every week. And then, because we already have almost a year's worth of guests lined up, and we haven't got around to the shows. But we also want to know who you want us to talk to, and also beyond the idea of just talking to artists. We love artists, but we've thought about talking to poets and activists and all sorts of amazing people. Like, I think it's the potential of the conversations and the guests, I think, is really exciting. Shannon says, I wonder if we can host our own membership through a dedicated website to skip Patreon fees. Yeah, hefty Patreon fees. That's an idea. We could have different hubs for different levels. Yeah, that's what Patreon is great for, levels of membership. but they take like 8% or something, which is every platform where you've got to put money into, they're all taking things. You can still have a Discord for everyone to share. Definitely, there will definitely be a Discord. I'm loving Discord, so there is already a Drawn Together Discord, and that will continue. The sleepover was good. I don't know if Substack is a possibility. I don't like it, but it might be cheaper than Patreon. It could be interesting to have as guests people that have taken your classes to see how they have developed. That is interesting. Yeah, because there has totally been development, and that would be really good advertising. That's a cool idea, Tommy. Who is they? I've been listening to a lot. This guy named Stu McLaren. I'm just taking a little break. I stopped the timer. I love reading what you're saying, and it's all very interesting. For the pacing of this live stream is maybe not so interesting, but you know that I'm reading your comments, and you can you skip ahead if you're watching the replay, and you can also type stuff in the comments if you're watching the replay, and I love to answer your questions and hear your input. Squarespace charges. Building is time consuming. It needs to happen yesterday. Jumping into the sketches, then intro later sounds better. Yeah, it sounds cool, right? I'm just throwing it out there. I follow an artist with a membership site, and she is just growing and growing. Cool. Who, Linda? Thank you, Louisa. Thank you, Kiki. Ali K Studio. Offered members a discount. It's grandfathered into the stayer's price if you don't leave. Yeah. The braid is fun. The braid is so good. I love this drawing, Shannon. Thank you for it. Yeah. Cool. All right. Thank you for your input, everyone. You're also good. I'll take another photo of this it's interesting to see how things are developing. Yeah, thanks for all the ideas. I'm wondering, should I blending stump this at all? It's very papery at the moment, and that's just a thing that I was just wondering. I think Shannon, you can let me know if I should use the blending stump on this. What must you confirm with your email? I'm not sure. I said earlier that if people want to say things, June said something I didn't quite understand, and that she could write an email to me. But I'm not sure if I said anything else about having to email. Yes, stump. Yes. Stump it. So I love the blending stump. It's cool. It's going to be really helpful with the hair, I think. Just go like that with the hair. Thank you for the blending stump blessings, Shannon. It's like a magic wand. So the idea, I guess there'll be two possibilities. Shannon's going to take half of each of our faces to put in the thumbnail and the profile pic, and it'll be interesting what half should it be, and perhaps could try out both versions and be like, I don't know, people could vote on it. which combination of face halves is going to be our new thing. That'd be interesting to see how the two different halves kind of live together. I decided I wanted your eye to be a bit clearer, so I kept the hair up a bit, because when I looked at a small scale, it was kind of a bit difficult to discern this eye, and so that it's potentially usable from either side, I was like, I'm gonna keep the eye a bit clearer. So I was thinking about something that we said yesterday about like the helpfulness of having like business stuff shared, which is often there are these nuggets within some of the Drawn Together episodes, these solid gemstones. Perhaps that's better than nuggets. The word nugget makes me feel odd. But there's this treasure, and some people share some really great insights into their business stuff, and I don't want it all to be about business because I love just the meandering quality of our conversations. But if we're gonna have Drawn Together episodes that have a bit more of a time restraint, if I know some people do interviews that are quite formulaic, and I just love the kind of the randomness of ours. So I don't think I want to like ask the same questions every time. But would it be interesting to maybe have like just a 2-minute business insight? And maybe for some people it'll be like, yeah, I don't know, this is not business, this is if it's art, because yeah, that's something that I find tricky. I would love to have not just artists on the show, like I mentioned, or not just visual artists. I feel like there's so much potential it could open up into, which I think is really exciting. And then if it's focused on art business, I'm not sure. It's just kind of there are many ideas. We have a lot of ideas. And sometimes just putting ideas out there, articulating it, maybe there'll be something that some of you say or someone says that's going to be like, oh yeah, that could be a really interesting thing to, a way to go about it, to incorporate. And I love about this stuff that we don't have it all figured out, but together we can figure things out. And to make it the coolest, it already was the coolest, but make it even more drawn together than it was. I wonder how it's going to be. Apart from incredibly cool. So that was my second 10 minutes. Came along, and I'm feeling pretty good. And I like that Shannon is my first graphite portrait in this sketchbook. I like that Stina showed up. Are you still here, Stina? I'll flick back to the first page if you're still here, and have a look. All right, everyone can go. Are you live streaming today, Shannon? You can go and watch the replay of Shannon drawing me, if you like, and draw along. You can draw me and draw Shannon, because yesterday Shannon live streamed drawing me for the new thumbnail. All right, any kind of add some strands in. Always love some perfectly disorderly strands of hair. That's something that I really like adding at the end. It's like after all the care and control of setting things up, to just let the pencil dance around a bit, and I really like the way of like breaking up the controlled edge. Is really a fun thing to do. All right, I think that's it. I'll just read again. Oh, C3PO is here. Who is C3PO? I just got to find my spot again. Discord, email. we also want to talk about art business. That was what I was just saying. Yes, Shannon, correct. Yes to stump. I read yes to stump, but I didn't read the other thing. Add color. Not today, C3PO. This is a drawing to match Shannon's drawing of me. Yours is pretty blendy. Can't get directly into Discord without email. Yes. Okay. Yes. So confirm your email. Get into Discord because the Discord server is great. So if you need any help getting in, if there's any way, the app I've found to be a much smoother experience. Look at all those love hearts going up. Thank you. Thumbs up, love hearts. Tag me, DJ Parrots Carrots, so Shannon, Drawn Together Show on Instagram and here on YouTube. You can go to Drawn Together Show and subscribe already. Be one of our first subscribers. There were 6. I would love to see that there are many more after I finish this. Did I already take a lot of classes with Dylan? I'm not sure who that's addressed to, Tommy. June would like to join if there's a way not to put credit card online. Okay. To support the creation of Drawn Together, we'll figure it out. You can use PayPal. Yes, that is an option. That is a credit card free option. I do classes. Yes, I do. I have a mentorship. I teach one-on-one. Shannon teaches one-on-one. Yeah, sorry, that's what you meant. Mine needs hair in it. There's not so much hair on the drawing. Oh, or beard, maybe. Shannon's drawing of me. Just saying she went from 600 to 4,000 in one relaunch. It's something to think about. Now she has 5,700 subscribers. What? You're going to have to check that out. You look so pretty. You do, Shannon. 75,000 on Instagram. Oh my God, so professional. Nuggy. Great hair to draw. Thanks. Thank you for the great hair. That's very true, Catherine. I think the business side can be on the Discord server, possibly. We can go into more depth on the Discord server, but a seed, a spark of inspiration, I think in the conversation would be really interesting. Not to make it all about business, because we want to know what books and inspiration and life experience people have, and not always talk about business, but the business side is relevant. So yeah, maybe just a seed, like something in a contained way that then can be expanded upon in Discord. Oh, and after this, let's just get on to the Drawn Together Discord server and try... Stina's still here. In that case, here we go. Stina, the gift giver of this sketchbook, who I had the delight and honor and blessing of meeting and hosting last year. Here's Stina, the first drawing from this sketchbook. Shannon, I'll just take your reference down for a moment and we'll can just have a look, dwell upon this first page of Stina. And I started the book upside down. So this is actually the back, but now it's the front. C3PO, yeah, I want to go pro someday. Yes, and you can't do that when you don't know anything. So true. I hope you're already in the Discord server. I'm going to put the link into the Discord server, which is already, it's in the description down below. But let me just grab that and put it right in the live chat, so you can go straight from here into our Discord server where people are sharing their sketches, and there's the space there to talk about all manner of things, and people share their work from these sessions, get the references. Yep. Yes, Anna Marie, I just did put the link to Discord here in again. Yeah, I just did. Linda follows me through Let's Face It, which is sponsored by Carbolic, and have done my calligraphy drawing class and watercolor class, and love both. Stina's here. Thank you everyone for being here. This is the pacing of this live stream is not as streamlined as it could be, because I really want to know what you will have to say this time. It'd be great to, yeah. It changes things, but I really want to know. I appreciate all of you being here. Stina is just lost in those awesome eyebrows that Shannon has. Tommy says, thank you. I'm pretty new to this. It's so great to have you here, Tommy. I followed you on Instagram today, and your drawings are great, and it's so cool to have you here. And Shannon is also teaching in Let's Face It this year. Where do we find Shannon drawing you? On Shannon's channel. I think if you click on Shannon's little icon, it should be like, it'll take you to Shannon's information and her channel, I think. Thank you for this great session. Thank you for being here and being part of the greatness. Without all of you hanging out, watching and sketching with me, it would be nowhere near so great. Elizabeth says, like the ideas about Drawn Together Part 2, and would love Tony Swaby. Oh, and Art of Alvin. Yes. Oh, he'd be so good. I love his work. I'm not familiar with Tony yet, but I'll write that down. Tony Swaby. And Art of Alvin. Yeah. Thank you. Love the result. Thank you, Umi90. Thank you, Shannon, for being drawn. And Linda's not in the Drawn Together Discord either. It's about time. Ink Baby is great. Yes. I feel like I would love to do so much more like this. And as I mentioned, Kira saw that and she's like, this is the kind of thing you always say when you do it. Like, I want to do more of this. And then you don't do it. So I'm going to be making a conscious effort in part of my yearly plan to do wet media sketches. And there'll be some stuff like this happening in there. I'd love to hear about ways people are selling and also packaging to sell their art. Thank you for the sketchbook, Stina. I'm so happy to have you in here. Plenty of room for me in your new one. Cool. And Shannon's in now. It's been amazing, Stina, seeing your 30 Faces, 30 Days pieces. So cool. You did so good, so great. Linda, is the Drawn Together Discord a link just like under the Dylan Sara face in Discord, or are they separate? Hope this makes sense. You can only find one. Join the Drawing with Dylan Discord, and I shared a link there today to the Drawn Together Discord. I'm sure we can figure it all out. Florent Fages, yes, I'm in his Discord server as well. He'd be a cool guest. Yeah, he'd be very cool. What is the icon for the Drawn Together? It says Drawn Together on it, and it has a kind of pale blue background. I'm going to end this now. Link wouldn't let you in. What? These links expire, but I'm just going to grab another link and see if it's the same. Try using a different browser. Maybe if you're using, I know people have had problems using Safari to try and get in. It hasn't worked. Use a different browser or get the dedicated app if you feel so inclined, because the app is the smoothest experience. Yeah, the app is really good. Oh, I see people are already sharing their drawings from today. Cool. That's it for now. Let's go over to the Discord server, those of you who are already there, and see if the voice chat will work. I do have to stop and go to bed, but yes, that link will take you to the other one, Linda. Get on that one, and through that one, you'll also find your way to the Drawn Together one. Okay, let's see if we can start up in the bottom of the Drawn Together, the Drawing with Dylan Discord server. It says voice channels. I'm going to start a voice call and see if whoever can jump on there, do that, and we can say good night and just see each other for a moment, hear each other. I get to hear you rather than having to read all the time. All right, thank you everyone. I can't wait to see your drawings. Please tag both of us. Let's go back to the star of the show, Shannon. Thank you so much, Shannon. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with Drawn Together Part 2. All right. See you in a minute.